Okay. I know what you're thinking. And, yeah, I am late for getting out a Christmas message on this channel. Hey, welcome back to the Colorblind Architect. And yes, Merry Christmas, even if a couple days late. It is December 27th, and I had thought about putting out a Christmas message before Christmas break. And then I got busy and was working, and then there was family, and, well, to be quite honest, I also hate these kinds of end-of-year YouTube videos. They're just, don't like them very much. But I was driving into work today, and yeah, I know, I shaved for my wife. Okay, so let's get that over. She prefers me without the beard, and I thought I'd be nice for Christmas and shave. But anyways, my point is, let's get back to what I was talking about, which was Christmas, and just kind of looking back at the last couple years. The pandemic has sucked. I mean, we all know that. And there's been a lot of divisiveness in the world. And actually, that was really what inspired me to start this channel, was a lot of that divisiveness and the racism that was going on, especially with the George Floyd riots back in 2020, and just feeling like there was nothing I could do to help. And so out of that desperation, I started this channel with the aim of trying to talk about race and division and hopefully help heal things. Obviously, I don't think I've been very much of a help. I also don't think very many people even listened. No matter what I would talk about, there was hardly any views on the channel, which I understand. I mean, there's a lot, people have very little time. What are you going to watch? And so then the crazy idea came to me. You know what? I also want to help people with, like, learning skills. And so I started doing some ArchiCAD tutorials. And those have actually been a lot more popular than anything I had to say on the opinion front, which I understand that. I mean, people don't want to hear some old yucky guy just ranting about things. I get that. That's no fun to listen to me. And so I've been really blown away at the response to some of the videos. I've been having a lot of people really thanking me for some of the ArchiCAD tutorials, and that's great. And then I was also really blown away with how many people watched the videos about the MacBook Pro, with the M1 Pro chip. That was really amazing. So it's been an amazing year for me. Job's been going great. Family's doing great. My oldest daughter is now serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So I am thrilled for her. That's awesome, because she's bringing the message of the redemption of Jesus Christ. That's something that I think this world really needs. And so as I was driving in, that's what really inspired this video, was this feeling like all the divisiveness in the world, all the pain and anguish. I mean, let's face it, we've got Russia mounting up troops on the eastern border of Ukraine, about to invade. We've got China with, Uyghurs as slaves. They've been, tearing away freedoms from the Hong Kongers. And who knows? China could be invading Taiwan any day. Maybe not right now, but probably sometime in the spring. And we've got a weak, feckless president right now in the United States who is, to be quite honest, bought and sold by the Chinese Communist Party and other entities who have basically corrupted him beyond, any chance of him being honest and dutiful to the Constitution. And I also recognize that there's a lot of international viewers on this channel, because, and granted, I know, I mean, I have a very small channel, and I know most of you, if you're watching my videos, you don't want to watch me rant. But what I will say is that all these problems in the world, you're facing them too. We're all facing these problems. We're all facing, still with a lot of COVID lockdowns, restrictions on our freedoms. We're still dealing with all kinds of racism. We're still dealing with all kinds of problems with people fighting and wars, and yet Christmas, right? That's something that I love. I love the Christmas season because it's such a time of peace. I know for me and my family, we had a marvelous time. It was peaceful. We didn't even think about all the problems in the world. We didn't think about COVID. We didn't think about racism. We didn't think about anything other than family and love, and we just had a good time together. We also thought about Christ, Jesus Christ, and whether or not you're a religious person, if you're, like, for example, if you're an atheist, what I can tell you is, still read the Bible, read the Gospels in the New Testament, because you know what, the teachings of Jesus Christ, regardless of whether you believe them or not, it's good philosophy for you. It's good for your soul. It will make your life a better life. And for other religions, I mean, let's face it, for the Christians out there, you have no excuse. Come on, read it, study it. For the Jews, well, Jesus is your brother too. I mean, he was a Jew. And for the Muslims, you believe Jesus was a prophet, so listen to his teachings. So all I'm saying is, everybody can benefit from reading the teachings of Jesus Christ. And I think those teachings of Jesus Christ, that's really what this world needs. Regardless of whether you want to believe in a magical sky god that's controlling the weather, okay? Regardless of whether you want to believe, all the fanciful stuff, the miracles of the prophets or anything like that, you don't have to. Because here's the thing. The teachings are still good. And I think that's a large part of the problem in this world, is so many people are looking to anything and everything but the teachings of Jesus Christ, because they're thinking, oh, but I don't want to be a sucker and believe in a magical sky god. And yet the world keeps getting worse because they're forgetting basic principles that, regardless of whether you believe in God, regardless of whether you believe in Jesus Christ, those principles still apply. And look, even if you don't want to touch the Bible, at least read the philosophies of the Stoics. Read some Marcus Aurelius. Read some Aristotle. It's not going to hurt, Study up. Because a large part of the problem is we become so obsessed with pleasure gratification. We become so obsessed with just doing whatever we want. And feeling like any kind of restriction on whatever we want is a restriction on our freedoms. And yet, the only true freedom is when we can control ourselves. See, governments have to control us if we don't control ourselves. If we control ourselves, though, the governments have no justification. And that's the key. That's the key. So if you're not willing to control yourself, don't complain when the authoritarians step in and saying, I'll fix all the problems. No. We need to control ourselves. We need to be moral and just people. That's the only way that we can have our full liberties. Because even if you're wanting to live as freely as possible, let's say you really love eating cheeseburgers, which I do. I love cheeseburgers. You can tell. I've got the double chin. That's one of the reasons why I like the beard, because it masked the double chin a bit. Yeah, I look horrible. But the point is, if you eat cheeseburgers all the time, to your heart's delight, you're not going to have the slim figure that maybe you want. And if you do that, you're also not going to have the freedom of health. I can promise you, I've experienced that myself. I am trying to get back into shape right now, especially after breaking the foot earlier this year. That was really rough. I gained about 15 pounds while I had the broken foot because I was laid up. I could not get around very easily, and it was extremely difficult to exercise. And so, yeah, the freedom I lost as a result of the broken foot, well, that was one part of it. But then even once the foot was healed and I was back to walking and running, I still don't have the same freedom I had before because I gained too much weight, because I didn't control myself enough. And see, that's the key. If we don't control ourselves, we become less free. So, hopefully, as we turn this new year, at the end of this week, hopefully, we're all going to really consider all the crap that we've gone through in the last couple years. And maybe, just maybe, we can think about how important it is for us to really have a moral foundation, to really establish a set of rules for ourselves so that we can control ourselves, so that we maintain a high level of individual liberty, freedom from all the foibles and sins that beset us, that keep us from being our best, that keep us from being able to have the enjoyment of life that we could have if we really discipline ourselves. And it's counterintuitive, I know. It's very counterintuitive. But without that self-discipline, there is no liberty. Jocko Willink, if you follow his videos, one of his famous phrases is freedom. You know, through discipline you get freedom. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. Jocko's a great teacher, great man, and I love listening to his podcast as well. I think you should look it up as well. Honestly, I guess what I'm trying to say is just find that strength. That strength to have self-control. Live a good life. Because if you do, I think a lot of these problems are going to go away. I mean, seriously, I think much of our world's problems are due to people lacking self-control and lacking a good moral foundation. And like I said, I don't want to make this too much about God, because I know a lot of people struggle to believe in God. And frankly, that's fine. You know, you don't have to believe in God to believe in the principles of God. So hopefully that's a good message for you to take into the new year. And again, I'm going to be trying to bring more tutorial videos, you know, the ArchiCAD tutorial videos. I do enjoy making those. They do take more time, so it's a much bigger sacrifice for me to put those videos together. But I've seen a lot of people really like them. A lot of people have commented, sent me personal messages saying that they've really appreciated those videos. And so I'm definitely going to be making more of those. And as the new year comes forward, hopefully I'm going to have some more hiking videos. Hopefully I'm going to have some more skiing videos. And I know those are not as popular with this crowd either, but that's okay. Because honestly, this is my channel. If you want your own content, you can make your own channel. But I'm going to make the videos that I enjoy, because this is a creative outlet that, okay, yeah, I know, I'm an architect, and so I get to express my creativity all the time in the form of buildings. But in the case of buildings, when I'm designing buildings, I'm designing them for other people. So my creativity is being expended for somebody else, somebody else's desires, somebody else's passions, not mine. And so one of the things I enjoy about making these videos is this is, for me, this is a creative outlet that is 100% for me to be able to create. And the fact that there are people out there actually enjoying it, that amazes me. Because honestly, I never expected anybody to like any of my videos. But thank you. And thank you for sticking with me. And hopefully 2022 is going to be a better year. It's probably going to still be a suck fest. But you know what? With faith comes happiness. And with that, I bid you adieu for another day. I'm the Colorblind Architect. Peace out.